Alright YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Today I would like to review Assassin's Creed 3. Now by now you should know what Assassin's Creed is all about.
Ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have...
Desmond Miles, the most uninteresting character in gaming in all time, is back again. I'm not sure why, but he's back, and he again gets plugged into this machine called the Animus. A machine that allows him to relive and you to replay the memories of his ancestors. Now, set during the American Revolution, the game first introduces you to a character named Ethan Kenway. Very interesting character, I must say, who is going to travel to Boston in the New World on a secret mission. And the first level is really a lot of fun. It's set in a theater and you need to kill somebody who's sitting on a balcony, so it's very intriguing. So the game sort of introduces you to the game mechanics, the running, the climbing, the killing, and etc.
Well, make haste and use it, boy. And me friend.
Ethan, you should have come to me. We would have found another way.
Yes, but then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
As am I.
But then the game shifts focus to Connor. Now Connor is son of Kenway and a Native American woman. And then again, the game introduces you to the game mechanics, like the running, the climbing, the combat, etc. So it really feels like Ubisoft decided, okay, we're gonna introduce a new character, Ethan Kenway, but then decided to drop him, it almost seems like, and then go for Connor instead. So it really feels disjointed. So now you play as Connor, from a boy until he is an adult. But Connor is not an interesting character. But then, you know, Boston and partly New York and the surrounding terrain is pretty fun. It looks good, you know, it's well designed. It's less interesting than the other places in the previous games, like Rome or Constantinople. But things look nice, you know, forests teeming with wildlife, beautiful waterfalls, rock formations, you know, the changing of the seasons. It really feels alive. So Ubisoft really spent a lot of time and money making this world you go through pretty alive. Now, Connor, as I said, a very angry character, finds out that his father, Ethan Kenway, is a Templar and he needs to be killed. So that sort of sets off things, but first he needs to do more training, more fetch quests, and oh god, this game really takes a long time to start and to actually become engaging. So it's only after Connor is a grown man, is still very angry, that you're sort of halfway through the game that you actually feel that the story is catching up. Things are starting to happen. There are some good villains, you know, there's a good amount of drama going on, as well as some really good voice acting. You know, this game is very well voice acted, really. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? The colonists are fighting the English. There are Templars harassing Native Americans. There are Templars trying to take over parts of Boston. There are assassins fighting the Templars. So this game really feels like there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're actually part of that whole thing, you know? And that is something I really missed in the previous games, especially the last one. I think it's called Revelations, where Ezio, older man, is not really part of what's going on in Constantinople. But here you actually feel there's a personal connection with Connor, although an interesting character, but with the things that are going on. Now, besides the story, and again, well voice acted, there are some side activities you can do. And most of them are not very interesting, like this, like finding missing pages for God knows why. You can also upgrade your house that you will be given, and you can attract all kinds of workers that will supply you with materials, and you can craft items. But again, why would you want to do that? There's no incentive to do that. You don't need to do it. Right. Now anyway, let's go to the gameplay of Assassin's Creed 3. Now there are two things that I think Assassin's Creed is all about. Like the first thing, it's all about the free running, the climbing of super high buildings, the spectacular views from the top of these buildings, the parkours, right? Do you remember those? Like these big churches and mosques that have these spectacular sort of parkours where you need to jump and platform and swing and puzzle your way to the end, and you'll be rewarded, right? That is the first thing that Assassin's Creed is all about, the sense of accomplishment, for feeling badass, for climbing as high as you can and overcoming obstacles. This I think essential part of the Assassin's Creed gameplay is gone in this game. There's only one time you have to scale a large big building and you're playing Desmond. So that says enough, really. And let's say another thing, the second thing that made Assassin's Creed a special game, and that I think a lot of people love the premise of Assassin's Creed, are the assassinations themselves. Like finding a way to your target that's well protected. You have to sort of look for alternative routes through a level. Try not to be noticed. Try to be stealthy and then kill swiftly. That is also part of the Assassin's Creed lore, you know. But again, that is not here in this game. Here in Assassin's Creed 3, Connor is just a murdering machine. You know, most of the time you just walk to your target and just kill him and kill everybody around him. And that's that sort of misses the point of Assassin's Creed. Now the combat in Assassin's Creed 3 has not been optimized. It's never been really good. So you'll see enemies sort of swarming you, each waiting for their turn to take a blow at you. And the camera, as you can see here, is awful. It's all over the place. It's unbelievably bad. And it comes down to button mashing, a lot of button mashing, as well as some blocking, and it's very easy to kill 10 to 20 soldiers. It becomes too easy after a while. You do get some new toys to play around with, I must say. The tomahawk I like a lot, as well as the bow and arrow. And something that sort of is similar to Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, his rope and hook, you know that? Like when he says, "Get over here!" Well, you can also do that in Assassin's Creed. It's a lot of fun, I must say. But again, after a while, it becomes a chore. It becomes so repetitive. It becomes boring. You know, the biggest sin in gaming, boredom, really. In favor of it though, there are some new game mechanics that are introduced here, like the naval combat. That is, I must say, a lot of fun to do. You can sink ships and stuff. And this mechanic is also perfected in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Negative, sir! Still loading! And fire! She's firing now! Ready out to fire! Damage report, officer!
And you also get to command some troops in the ongoing war between the colonists as well as the English, you know, against the English crown, which really makes you feel again like you're part of this sort of history that's going on. But this stuff is really underused in Assassin's Creed 3. Again, you can free Boston and New York partly from Templar influence, recruiting other followers in the process. You know, that stuff is all back, and it's fun to do. you know, I must say. So there are some good stuff still here in this game. Now, much has been said about the bugs and glitches and stuff that the game had when it was released. There have been a number of patches along the way, and there's still some bugs and glitches. And what I personally liked a lot is that the loading times are really short. There are no irritation there. I've played the game on a PC with an Xbox 360 controller, and that worked really, really well. So, Assassin's Creed 3, in conclusion, is really a mixed bag. It's a step back from what I think makes Assassin's Creed fun, but there are also signs of progression here, but it's just not enough. So at the end of the day, I really, really wanted to like this game, and there is some fun to be had, and the story is engaging, and you want to see it through, but it's sort of really the gameplay that's lacking here. It's just not a good Assassin's Creed game. So that's my opinion. So thank you for watching my video. Leave comments, subscribe, and see you in the next video.